So on this side, it says percents as decimals and fractions. So we're going to be writing these percents down here as a decimal and as a fraction or a mixed number. It will turn out to be a mixed number when the percent is over 100%, okay? So first, let's look at this 0.25%. We're going to write it as a decimal first. How do I change 0.25% into a decimal? How did we learn that yesterday? Riley? I move the decimal 2 spots to the left. 1, 2. So I have 0.0025. And where did you find that to remember that, Riley? In your notes, right? How many people knew that you could find that in your notes? If you didn't, you might want to start looking at your notes more often to help you. Okay, we also have to find the fraction. So, let's look at our decimal. We have the tenths, hundredths, thousandths. What place is that in? Dakota?
That is in
10,000. So, I'm going to write 25 over 10,000. Can we simplify that, do you think?
Yes.
Who thinks they know by what? Peter?
25.
By 25. So we're going to simplify by 25. And we're going to get 1 over. Well, I know that 1,000 is 40, right? 40 times 25 is 1,000. So what do you think we have to do for this one? William? No. Alexia? 400. Look at that. So we've done this already. Now we're just doing it with different numbers. Who thinks they know how to change 300% into a decimal? How do I do that? Jasmine? And then what do I do, Jasmine? So 1, 2. Our decimal is 3 then, right? What do you think our fraction would be if it's a whole number of the decimal? What do you think the fraction will be then? Riley? If it's a whole number here, could we change it into that? Or is it just going to be 3 too? It's just going to be 3. When the decimal is a whole number, the fraction's a whole number also. That's nice, isn't it? The nice thing about whole numbers is you don't have to simplify, right? Isn't that lovely? What do you think we're going to do, Landon? To the left? So we have 5.3. Do you guys want to put the 0 on there or no? No? Okay. There's our decimal. When we have a whole number in the decimal, we're going to have a whole number in the fraction. What is my whole number in my fraction going to be, do you think? I want someone new besides the people that I've been calling on. Tyrus? Not 53. What is our whole number when we look at 5.3? What is our whole number? Yes, man. 5. So our whole number in our fraction is going to be 5. Then we're going to draw our fraction bar. So we have 0.3 left. What would that be represented as a fraction? Ethan?
That would be 30 over 100.
But remember, we left the 0 off, so we didn't have to worry about that. So it would be, there you go, Landon, you answered. 3 over 10. So when we have a whole number in our decimal, you're going to have the same whole number in your fraction. So 5.3 is also 5 3/10. Do we have to simplify 3/10? No, we can't. Any questions so far about the top 3? You guys tired today?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah, she was full awake this morning.
It's just Riley, though.
Yeah.
0.11%. How do I change that into just a regular decimal? Diana? Well, the decimal's already there for us, so we're not going to put another one in. What are we going to have to do with that decimal? Which way? Left. How many times? Twice. So we go 1, 2. We get 0.0011. There's our decimal. What do we still have to write then, Landon? Our fraction. 11 over 10,000. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Because this last one is in the 10,000 spot. Can we simplify that? Nope. So in some of your questions, it might ask you to find two things, just like I've been asking on the board when you walk in. It's pretty much what we've been doing though, right? So I'm not adding really that much more. On this side, we're going to write fractions as percents and decimals as percents. So let's look at this first one right here. It has a whole number of 2, right? Do you guys see that? We're going to write the 2 on the line, and then we're going to cross it out to ignore it. Okay, 9/10. What should I do with 9/10 so I can write a percent? William?
You times it by 10.
Why am I going to times it by 10, William?
Because 10 goes into 100 10 times.
Why do you want it to be 100?
Because that's how we make a percent.
That's how we make a percent. Percents are at 100. So if I multiply the fraction on the top by 10, I get 90. And the bottom by 10, I get 100. I'm just going to add that 90 right over here to that 2, and I get 290%. That's not too terrible, is it? I like percents. They're pretty easy to work with, aren't they? Okay, so if we did that up here, who thinks they can tell me what we're going to do down here on the bottom part? Emily? The same thing. So what are we going to start with, Emily? Put the 3 on the line and cross it out, right? So next I have 2/5. What am I going to do with the 2/5 so I can make a percent? Yes. What? No, we have to make the denominator into 100 first, right? So Lily, what do we need to do? By what? You say 10? Not 10. Peter?
20.
By 20. And we'll get 40 over 100. So what are we going to do with that 40? Diana? No. Peter?
I'm going to put it right next to the 3.
Right next to the 3. So the whole number goes on the line. You find the percent of the fraction, you put it together with the big number. That's not that bad, is it?
No.
As long as you're taking good notes to look back on and practice problems, it should be just fine. Write the decimal as a percent. So we have 2.5. How do I write 2.5 as a percent? I want some new people that I haven't called on yet today. John. Good. So we go 1, 2. So 250%. I want someone else new to tell me what to do on the next one. I'm going to call on every single person with their hand in the air. Because I called on you beforehand, didn't I?
You called on me.
Thank you, Leo. So we go 1, 2. So we have 0.04%. And someone I haven't called on yet. I've called on you.
I love math.
I've called on every single person that has their hand up.
You didn't call on me.
Yeah, I have. I called on you, and then I called on Emily.
Look, I don't care. I want to be called on.
You haven't called on me.
Ian,
Yes.
what do I do, Ian? I want to change that decimal to a percent. What do I do? Move the decimal 2 times to the right. So we go 1, 2. So our decimal is 0.16%. That person did terrible on their test, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay, do we have any questions? It was nothing new, right? We've done all of this stuff. It was just weird numbers.
I think